Hello and welcome to episode 2 of Book Cooking with Kayla, where I'm cooking up book recommendations just for you. Now, I do need to do a disclaimer. If you like cut and dried book recommendations with absolutely zero chaos, then this probably isn't the book recommendation video for you, because my sous chef is a baby and the wait staff are dogs, literally, so you never know when you're going to hear a bark, a shriek, or any sorts of chaos. So if that's okay with you, welcome. So without further ado, let's get into our recipe. So the first thing that we're gonna have, and this is the core, this is the main ingredient, and that is going to be a half a cup of salt water. Now, if you can get fresh salt water, that is great, but if not, we're going to have our sea salt and add it to our water here. And really, we want to be very generous with our sea salt in making this salt water. The sea salt not only represents the ocean here, but it is going to give our book emotion. This is where we're coming in with tears. Did I cry reading through this collection? Yes, I did. One specific, the title story, really got me, but in the best way, or I would not be cooking up this book recommendation for you today. So we're gonna go ahead and measure out, we've got our salt water mixed up. So we're gonna measure out half a cup right here, put that in our mixing bowl. Now, I already mentioned kind of in the setup here that we are seeing this thread of hope within these different stories, these heroines searching for their place, searching for understanding, which we all can relate to that no matter what age or where we are in life. We can all relate to that sense of, where do I fit? What is my purpose? Life, something unexpected happens. How do you cope? What do you do? And so with that, we want to add in the essence of hope. Now, I only have a dehydrated version. However, with our water here, that is going to allow the hope to rehydrate and be what it needs to be for the book recommendation that we are cooking. So dehydrated is okay if that's what you have in your kitchen. So very, very lemony. So the next thing we want to do, speaking of dehydrated essence of hope, we are gonna add extract of what growing up means. Now, there is one story here, When You Know, You Know, which features some younger protagonists. There we go. But even some that aren't quite, that are a little bit older, they're a little bit more mature, so to speak. Growing up is not, it's not turning 18 and everything life's figured out. If you're in the same boat as me, you're in your 30s and you realize that the hobbits are probably rushing things a bit with entering adulthood. So the growing up is, it's learning, it's life lessons, it's doing different things, it's figuring out who you are and where you fit. And you may not have all the answers, but that's why the essence, or the extract of what growing up is central to our book for today. So that is 4 of our 5. We have our water, our salt, our essence of hope, our extract of what growing up means, and our last one is we are going to be adding in some siren scales. If you have mermaid scales, they won't change it too much, but for this one particular story that dives into what type of person you want to be, choices, how choices are crucial to how life plays out, but also with who you become, siren scales are really going to give that what we need. And plus, the siren scales compared to the mermaid scale, it's got a little bit more crunch. There's a little bit more saltiness to it, which is really, I don't want to say edge, but it is going to give this collection an edge, so to speak. It's going to keep you, it's not all sunshines and rainbows. It's going to keep you on the edge of your seat. It's going to keep you wanting to see what happens as our heroines are going through their stories. So what we are going to do, we are going to mix this up. Fun fact, I actually got this as a gift from Hannah Carter. Hint, hint about today's book recommendation. All right, so that is mixed all up. So what we are going to do, we are going to preheat our oven to 450 degrees, and we're going to let that bake for about an hour, and then we will come back to it. We will come back to it and see our book recommendation. Salty, the sweet together, just think like a salted chocolate chip cookie. That's what we're getting with today's book. All right, so all these ingredients together is going to create Saltwater Souls, a collection by Hannah Carter. Okay, it says we're going to journey alongside these heroines searching for their place in the world, even if it means embracing wilderness of the sea and the salt water in their souls. In this collection, you can find a light keeper fighting to live up to her father's legacy, two heartbroken sisters clinging to their mother's memory, a merchild determined to free captive mermaids from prison, a mermaid battling a curse to save a friend, sirens avenging the souls of murdered children, a young woman's life upended as she rescues a mermaid's baby. So there's all these different stories. I think this collection as a whole will break your heart, but put it back together in unexpected ways. So definitely check out Saltwater Souls by Hannah Carter. I'm Kayla E. Green, and thank you so much for joining me for episode 2 of Book Cooking with Kayla. Thanks, y'all, and I will see you next time.